Oh hey, this is the analysis of Nathaniel. So back with another video here now. And if you guys watching, please just quickly subscribe, share the video. You guys know, share it all over. Just share it all over. The views, the extra views on myself. I like the video. So yeah, I remember subscribe watermark down there. It's down there. Pressing it. So this video I was talking about replayability in games, like replayability, and I remember, and what really makes a game replayable. Um, for example, you got for example, a Metal Gear Rising. Like it's a quick but a full experience at the same time. Those type of games, they're rare, right? But like what makes it so special is the action, the cutscenes. It implements action, cutscenes, and cinematics so well together, and gameplay. It makes the whole thing replayable, and then it has philosophical means in it, like characters with these huge ideals and whatever. Because throughout the game, like you're fighting terrorists mostly, and there's this corrupt politician that you meet, and near the end of the game, and this politician, right, Armstrong, he has these strong ideals about, okay, you have to start war for this or whatever, or this aspect, like if the government isn't working for this country, and therefore we gotta take them out, things like that. So just replaying the game, and like those philosophical ideals, they add so much to the character's meaning. Like it makes the game just more meaningful, you know. So overall, that Metal Rising is it'll take you like 5 hours, 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours to complete. Longer if you're playing a harder difficulty, parrying and all that. So it's just short and sweet, basically. So yeah, that's one purpose, and like with it not being long helps it out too, because if it was longer, it would make it less. You couldn't finish it like as many times. Like I finished this game like 4 to 5 times already. So it being short really helps. So that's one of the purpose, game length, um, character, my motivations, and just overall like a mixture of many things. Cinematics, gameplay goes so well together. Another thing what makes a game memorable is just a feel for the genre of the game and how well it represents it. Like for example, Infamous 1, no, not Infamous, Infamous 2 here, and Prototype 2, it's really a perfect representation of what it would be like to have superpowers in that game. I'm a big fan of comics, DC, Marvel now. I love, your superheroes, and, the Flash with super speed, Superman, super strength, durability, everything. And you have Martian Manhunter going to shape shift. And there's so many others, you have obviously Iron Man with his suits or whatever, even though he doesn't really have powers. But yeah, there's so many superheroes out there. Spider-Man, these ones are really it's really a perfect representation of what it would be like to have powers in a game, right? Playing the game every time, like now I must have replayed Infamous 2 like 8 times over the years, over 10 years since I had it. I originally bought it 10 years since it came out. I bought it around the time it came out, or like a year after. And I replayed it. I almost never get tired of the game, because again, you have these lightning powers. Electricity is basically cursing. It's basically flowing out through your veins. You electric projectiles. You drain electricity and everything, and how it uses electricity as not just like, and as well, electricity throughout the world, your body will react to droughts of electricity in the game. So when there's no electricity like in the game, no, like there's no power or whatever, or there's like a sort of outage, a power outage, your body reacts to that, and your body are reacting to that, kind of makes it so the screen kind of goes like a kind of into a grayscale, but it's still a little color, but there's still a grayscale, so it reacts to the draw electricity. Prototype 2 and Prototype 1, your ability to shapeshift, right? So you turn your hands into knives. These, and plus as well, you have like kind of these dangerous tendrils and tentacle based weapons that are very powerful. They basically web up enemies, tanks, and all that, and you have super speed as well. Every time I replay the game, it's like, my God, he's woo. Like, imagine if they made a Flash game with similar mechanics to this. Now that'd be a dream, or a Superman game. Plus as well, he can fly, he glides, everything. So, like, there's no when playing Prototype 2, every time I replay it, I must have replayed it 6 times over the years. Replaying it is like, there's no limit. You feel like there's no limit, even though obviously you can't die, right? Even though you're super durable, but you can't die. But you feel like there's no limit to his power. There's absolutely no limit. And yeah, right. Even like when you fight bosses, like, there's no boss that can stop you. There's nothing. Just look up gameplay for it. So yeah, that's overall superpower feeling and superhero feeling. And then with Infamous 2 now, there's a choice. So you again, I kind of going into Infamous 2 and Witcher, which is right behind it. One sec. With Witcher, there's the decision making thing, right? So Infamous, I talked about this before, but you can be good, evil, right? Good or evil, depending on what choices you make throughout the game. More so, Infamous 1, I did a better job, but depending, like, let's say if there's something where you can help the public out, you will help the public out or whatever, or you're helping people out, or versus being selfish for yourself and your group. Or let's say if there's something where like something where you gotta either sacrifice like humans or versus sacrificing conduits and stuff like that. And then yeah, so that choice determines if you're good or evil, And then there's many decisions throughout the game. When you're good, you have blue lightning. When you're evil, you have orange lightning. You got kind of like pale skin and veins, these black veins. Witcher 3 going into replayability for Witcher 3. What really made it replayable, again, decisions. And this how really open world felt, right? I'm playing Witcher 3. Now playing the game, you really gotta have a lot of time to play it, right? A lot of time. You gotta sit down and play it, and every single side character you meet, it feels so real, my gosh. Every single character, based on like a medieval type setting, right? So many of them have like British accents or so. It feels so real too. It feels so real. I talked a lot about this. But a side mission will lead into something else, another side mission, and going into decisions, the main missions, there'll be a decision where sometimes I can make more than one save to go back and then go back to that save to see how different decisions will come out. Like there's a decision where, do you wanna? There's this weird part in the game where I can't remember. Oh, there's one where basically what happened if you. Okay, you know what? I don't want to say spoilers, but it's basically there's different moments throughout the game where if you go with this decision, it'll determine the outcome of a certain part of the overall story, right? The overall story. And then going back, there's dialogue options, right? There's logical. There's the act like you don't know what you're talking about. There's the kind of asshole type dialogue. There's all different types of dialogue. Like there's even somewhere you can either diffuse a fight or start a fight, or all that, so it really adds to the replayability, and there's so many layers to how the game will turn out. Like you're not the same at the end of the game, right? And characters around you will kind of react differently. They'll kind of react differently to your actions, and depending on like on who you are and the dialogue choices you choose, right? So yeah, going into now, another thing about replayability is just the overall sense of fun you have in the game. Some games feel bland, boring, like a chore to play. Oh my god, I hate those games. But with games that are replayable, you never feel like the game drags. Or no, I never feel like the game is a chore to play. They always feel like there's a sense of purpose to the game. Always a sense of purpose. God of War 3. You're playing the game, and then now the main purpose is to basically get revenge. That's the whole purpose of the game. Revenge against the Greek gods who have wronged you and all that, and you're trying to kind of at the same time redeem yourself. Kind of in a way, kind of. With Uncharted 4, there's the, well, I don't want to give away like much spoilers, but there's a kind of a rescuing your brother and brother's keeper type themes to it. And with Nathan Drake, the characters, they feel so real, like real life people. Like this feels like an actual documentary of something going on. Yeah, and Battlefield Bad Company, even with something as, no, it's not, no, Battlefield is not really meant to be taken seriously. Kind of jokey tone, but it being like soldiers, right? So soldiers and you basically like this rookie soldier in a group, right, of 4 soldiers, and then basically like it's basically like showing you this is what it would be like if you're new in the military. It's showing you exactly, you know. And then yeah, just the chemistry between the characters. They just make the game feel so real. It feels lively. So just the overall game will feel lively. Like there's you know, like you're actually living the game, or the game doesn't feel dull. No, again, replayability. I know it's just gonna be part 1, but there's something about the game that always makes you want to come back. That's the main thing. God of War is the overall hack and slash ability. God of War 3, you're hack and slashing throughout the world. You're using your blades of chaos, right? There's grapple of fatality animations, right? Metal Gear Rising, there's the slowing down precision of time so you can slice through enemies and projectiles and all that. And then there's the huge scale boss fights. God of War as well, boss fights. Infamous 2, again, like what I mentioned, being a superhero. Or no, having superpowers in a game, the perfect representation of superpowers. Choices in the game, Witcher 3, choices in the game, open world, as well as the side missions. And behind it here, GTA 5, right? The overall real world. It really feels like you're playing it like in a modern setting, right? So, like, there's no modern open world game that does it. That does. With GTA 5, there is no modern open world. Like a game based on modern open world setting. There's absolutely none that I played that masters that feel for the modern world more than GTA 5. And replaying it over and over. I replayed it 9 times. Just the replayability of it. The chemistry between Michael, Franklin, Trevor. Between these 3 characters. And you got the government, secret agents. You got this billionaire scammer or whatever. What's his name again? Is it Devin Weston in it? And you have all these characters. The chemistry between them. Some hate each other. You can't trust them. You can't trust the government. All that. So yeah, there's something about the game that makes you want to come back to it. And not only that, with GTA 5 again, feels like the real world. Going back to it, like you just it feels like you're playing in the real world. And Los Santos, I believe it's based on Los Angeles. They did a good job kind of portraying that to people, you know. Beautiful. Like you really want to live there. Like when you play the game, you really want to live there. So yeah. And again, open world feeling real, like what I mentioned before, and gameplay. So next one is going to be gameplay. This is just part 1. Replayability and memorability in games. I'm going to maybe have more games for part 2. Anyways, thank you.